Yeah.
Yeah.
Another fighter you've been complimentary about is Sonny Edwards. I know you.
I love Sonny Edwards. I think he's a sensational fighter. I met him in person. I think he's a cool guy. I love the shit he puts up on Twitter.
Yeah.
I get a kick out of it. He's got gumption in the ring. He's got gumption outside the ring. He commutes with people, even if they're not his fans. They hate him. He commutes with them. He treats them for funny. Then they get nasty, and then he retorts. It's great. He's got one of the highest the guys with the highest ring IQs in boxing presently. Okay, and in no particular order: Fury, Usyk, Bam Rodriguez, Sonny Edwards, Bivol, and Terrence Crawford, in no order now. Just as those are the 6 highest ring IQs in boxing right now. Other than that, not even close.
So it looks like Bam Rodriguez and Sonny Edwards are going to eventually get it on, doesn't it?
I hope so. And don't ask me who's going to win. A lot of people criticize. A lot of people criticize Sonny because he's not a puncher. He doesn't have to be a puncher, folks. No. He does shit. You can't teach that shit. He's fast. He's quick. He's mentally sound. He's unbelievable ring savvy, ring IQ off the charts. I mean, just everything about him. Bam Rodriguez, same thing. I can see Sonny beating Bam because of his foot speed is so fast, and he uses so many angles, and he is so fast. I can see Bam being in a difficult fight. I think it's going to be sensational. I would pay to watch that fight, whether it's ringside, whether it's on pay-per-view. It won't be pay-per-view. It'll be regular DAZN, but whatever. It's going to be sensational. I love it.
Brilliant.
Do you think it's a little bit? Do you think it's a little bit disappointing Sonny Edwards isn't the gigantic star that he deserves to be in the UK?
Because he's 112 pounds and he's the size of a jockey.
Yeah.
I don't think you don't think he's going to draw 35, 40, 50, 60,000 people, but he should be able to get 15 to 20,000 in an arena. There's no reason why he shouldn't be able to, really. I mean, I think the guy's got it. His personality is funny. He's a funny guy. He's quick-witted. He's got tremendous boxing. If you're a boxing purist, you got to love Sonny Edwards. Because the rap, he can't punch. So what? Punching's a small part of boxing. What about jabs, moving, feinting, slipping, defense is a general rule, foot movement. He's got all the other intangibles, so he can't punch. Believe me, Bam's going to say after the fight, motherfucker can't punch, but motherfucker can fight his ass off.
Yeah.
I got nothing to say about Sonny Edwards negative, whether it's as a person or inside the ring or outside the ring. Nothing. So there you go.
Brilliant.
There was talk. Sorry, Cole.
All right, go on.
There was talk not long back of Sonny Edwards fighting Julio Cesar Martinez in a unification fight.
He would play with Martinez.
Is that why that fight didn't happen?
Yeah, of course. Common sense had to prevail there, and somebody with Julio Cesar Martinez says, "We ain't doing that fight." This guy can fight, guys.
Yeah. Sonny Edwards was begging for that fight with Martinez.
Right, I know, because he'd play with him. Okay, he switches lefty to righty. He's got tremendously fast feet. He fights great off the ropes. He fights great in the center of the ring. I mean, I've seen guys, and he's not a puncher, but I've seen him walk guys down. I mean, he's got what it takes. He's a real fighter, folks. He really is a real fighter.
Yeah.
Another one on your list of requests, Rick, to see for 2023 is Triple G against Jamie Munguia. Yeah,
I mean, I think Munguia beats him at this stage now. I think that he's 40, 41 years old. He's on the back nine. I mean, he got to be wore down after the fight with in training for and the fight with Canelo. Canelo's a bigger guy, stronger guy. I think he's going to be wore down. I think Munguia's ready. I mean, what are they waiting for?
He's so underrated.
Mangia?
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Yep.
We had it on very good authority that Liam Smith had a nightmare of a camp before the Munguia fight. I think Liam Smith didn't do himself justice in that fight, if I'm honest with you, against Munguia.
Well, it is what it is. And don't forget that was at 54.
Yeah.
Mangia is a lot stronger at 60 now.
Yeah.
Speaking of Liam Smith, there's a massive fight coming up with Chris Eubank Jr. Over in the UK in a couple of months.
We're praying. Wait, no failed drug tests. No failed drug tests.
You definitely won't get that from Liam Smith. That's an absolute
No. That's why I'm joking.
Proper family they are. Proper family.
What do I think? I think it's a great fight. I don't know who's going to win, but I'm definitely going to watch.
I'll tell you what, Rick, you're sitting on the fence a bit tonight with these I don't know who's going to win, aren't you? I thought, come on.
I'm not high on Chris Eubank, and Smith may be a little undersized. I don't know how hard it is for him to make 54. If I knew how hard it was, if I hear it's hard for him to make 54, then I would like Smith. But if he can still make 54, but he's moving up to 60, then I gotta like Eubank. But I have no confidence in Eubank.
Rick,
let's put it this way, Thea. What about Chris Eubank if what's his name was still the champion, Andrade at 160? Who would win? I got no confidence in either guy.
I was just about to say, the middleweight division is not the strongest in the world.
No,
it's not the strongest.
It's probably
division.
The weakest. It's probably the weakest.
Yeah, you've got Golovkin's got holding.
You got Jamal Charlo never fights. He hasn't fought in a couple years. I mean, it's terrible. It's a joke.
Why do you think Chris Eubank Jr. is hell bent on fighting or calling out fighters weights below him, rather than concentrating on fighting an old Golovkin where he could be
because in his mind he knows he's not that good. He doesn't have the confidence of beating Golovkin because Golovkin can punch and he's still go GGG, where Liam Smith can't punch and he's just Liam Smith. And in his mind he's supposed to win that fight. He may not win, but in his mind, because he ain't beating GGG.
He's got a shot coming if he thinks Liam Smith's an easy fight.
Sure. See, I would the opposite way around. I would fight GGG, and you could always go back down and fight Smith if you lose to GGG.
Yeah.
Okay. When you lose to Smith, you got nowhere to go.
And he's not a young man anymore.
Look at hold on. I just got Carl at that one. He was Carl. You like that one?
It was nice that you didn't sit on the fence with that one, Rick. So I'm giving you a nod of appreciation because you gave an answer, young man. That's why I'm nodding.
No. The reason why I sit on the fence sometimes because Liam Smith. I don't know if he's struggling to make 54 and he's moving up, going to be stronger, or can he really still make 54 and he's not going to be strong, be a strong guy at 60? You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know enough to say so. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does. I just want to touch on. I know you're highly involved in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. I just want to touch on a local fighter from Nottingham, Carl Froch. I just wanted your thoughts on his.
Well, he does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I hope there's not a but here, Rick. I hope there's not a but. You're not going to go on to say that he deserves it, but then give a reason why he shouldn't be in there.
No. There was a misunderstanding. I was on another podcast about it. He deserves to be in. I did not vote for him because I felt the guys I voted for were more deserving of him. If those guys that I voted for, which did with Timothy Bradley, and I can't remember who the other ones were, it's not in front of me. If Froch was on next year, I'd be voting, and those guys weren't, I'd be voting for Froch. But I didn't think he was more deserving than Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley going over to England to beat Junior Witter, beating Pacquiao, whether people thought he won or not is a different issue. And that fight of a lifetime with Pavatnikov, this way, and how he carries himself and his post-boxing ring career, and been an asset to his community and wonderful, that signs autographs for fans. He's a Hall of Famer. He's what professionalism is all about in this business. But and I could not vote for Timmy. I voted for Michael Moore. He didn't get in. But next year, all those guys got in. I would have voted. If Frotch wouldn't have got in, I would have voted for Frotch next year, along with Michael Moore. So there's my answer. I'm not saying that. I never said that Carl Frotch was not deserving, because he is.
No.
I just didn't think he was more deserving than the people that I voted for.
So maybe his time just hadn't come yet. Maybe next year was the time to induct Carl Frotch, something like that.
No. He just got in.
Yeah. What about Brad Goodman, the matchmaker? Did you vote for him?
A no-brainer. He should have been 3 years ago when he first got on the ballot.
Yeah, some people consider him the best at what he does, don't they, Rick?
Well, he came from a long line of the best. First of all, Al Weil at Madison Square Garden. Okay, then he taught Teddy Brenner. That was his protege. Then Teddy Brenner taught Bruce Trampler. Okay, and then Bruce Trampler taught Brad Goodman. So it's a long list of errors there, generation, but they're all in the Hall of Fame for very good reason. So there you go.
Yeah,
Rick, just out of morbid curiosity, where would you put Carl Frotch all time in the super middleweight division?
Well, my all-time number one super middleweight is Joe Calzaghe.
Frotch would have knocked him out, but carry on.
No way.
He would have knocked him out.
No.
We've had this debate before, Mr. Glaser. Let's agree to disagree, but Frotch would have knocked him out.
No way. Nobody else did. Nobody else did. Nobody else did. I think he's a top 7 or 8 guy all time. You know, I don't count Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns as super middleweights. I don't count them for obvious reasons. They were great middleweights and great welterweights.
Roy Jones.
Roy Jones would be Andre Ward. Andre Ward would be another one. Frotch. As far as UK fighters goes, I think he's the second best one.
What about Kessler? Would he be in and around
Kessler?
that area?
Kessler's on that list. Yes, Kessler's on that list. I'm just trying to think. Oh, that's basically about it. I mean, listen, was Frotch a better fighter than Danny Green from Australia? Yeah, probably was. Danny Green's about number 10. So there you go.
Great stuff.
And then, obviously, I hope you typed this one, Rick, regarding the passing of referee Mills Lane. Obviously, that's recent, the passing of referee. Rest in peace. Obviously, he refereed Holyfield versus Tyson too. And I've got to admit, he handled that really well, but bearing in mind that Tyson was chewing on Holyfield's tab.
Well, there was a misunderstanding about that. Okay? He actually bit both ears.
Really?
One ear he got a chunk of it, and that's when everyone. He already had bit the other ear first. Then he switched sides and said, "I'm still hungry," and went for the other ear and got a whole big piece of it off. But he had already bitten the other ear. So he didn't bite an ear. He bit 2 ears, but he took material off of one, skin off of a cartilage off of one ear. Yes.
Wow. And then,
he was very hungry.
Obviously. Obviously. And the last thing on my list was around the bridgerweight. Obviously, the WBC's bridgerweight division has fell flat. I think you caught. I'm not one for giving you much credit, Mr. Glaser, to be honest, but I've got to admit, I think you called this one. I think you called it about when you was last on the channel that you didn't think it had longevity. So credit where it's due.
Well, now they're going to come up with another. The 1 is fighting 3 and 2 is fighting 4, and they're doing an eliminator for the title. The 1 and 3 is going to be declared the champion, and then the other one's going to have to fight him next immediately. That was just come down today. I got the email on that today. It hasn't been announced publicly yet that I know of, but I got at least the email. It's going to continue on, but it's a bastard weight class. It just is. It just never took off. They had the wrong champion in Oscar Rivas, a promoter with no TV, and the Top Rank wouldn't put him on as a bridgerweight champ, and the other organizations never jumped in and had their own bridgerweight champ. There was no oomph here.
There should maybe now be a super heavyweight division for these much bigger guys, because
You're just gonna confuse the people. Really, you're just gonna confuse the people. You know, if you're a smaller heavyweight, fight somebody. If you're not a puncher and you don't think you can win, fight somebody your own size. Don't jump up and fight a guy 6'8". Fight a guy 6'4". Fight a guy that weighs 230, 40 pounds, not 70 pounds, 275 pounds. We get enough weight classes in boxing. 17's more, and 4 organizations is more than enough.
Fair enough.
Well, an hour and a half, I'll be honest. Rick, Andy, you got anything else that you want to raise with Rick?
No, that was the last one.
So, Mr. Glaser, I'd like to thank you for your time. I think we've done a good job here, Rick, don't you? We've skated around a lot of the boxing topics. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, we've done a very good job, guys. It just I don't want to be not on for the next 12, 13, 14 months. I want to come on and in a month or two from now and could become more of a regular here. You guys ask great questions.
Yeah, well,
I love the accents. Every time I talk to you guys, I feel like I'm in a bar and about to get hit over the head with a bottle.
I feel like I'm talking to me. I feel like I'm talking to me.
I said you wouldn't be far wrong.
Gentlemen, it's always been a pleasure. You guys are both great, Carl and Andy, both of you. Or should I say Andy and Carl, AB4C. But whatever,
always,
guys.
Always.
Bring me back whenever you guys want. I'm always a willing combatant on your show, and looking forward. Okay, guys.
Take care.
Belated Happy New Year to you guys.